character because I feel like drawing her. So let's bring her into our other file. For a little reference. Yo, Caspel W Studio. Thanks for the follow. Debating poses here in my head. Sometimes I feel like I shouldn't do that and I should just draw them and then decide later rather than going through possibilities in my head first. But whatever. Whatevs. Not trying to do anything groundbreaking right now, just kind of, you know, sketching, unwinding. I'm definitely not going to finish out this pose because, like I said, it is nothing groundbreaking, but gotta warm up at some point, right? Oh, cat's going crazy. Cat is going crazy. Running around like a little insane person. I always debate on this kind of a pose which way I want the leg to face. You know, it just gives it changes the attitude a lot, so it's worth giving a little ponder, you know. She's got the little kind of wakizashi thing right down the side of her thigh. She's got one on each side. Something like that. It's like somewhere between a tanto and a wakizashi. I don't know if there's a technical name for something that's in between those sizes. I don't know. I definitely want to do a more dynamic pose because I have this other piece. You know, I have these like 3 characters, right? Right. These 3 girls here. Cyber Elves. So I have the one on the right, Quinn. I have a cool, more like dynamic pose of hers. So I want to create something similar for the other 2. If we look at that one of Quinn, it was an earlier design of her. I have since, you know, changed her design a bit, at least her color scheme. But I really like that pose. So I want to do something where maybe the 3 of them could kind of live in the same image. Though I want to actually render them out. I won't keep it flat. But this is always fun for the line work, you know. So that's kind of what I'm sort of sneaking up on within this image. But you know, sketching first, or warming up first, I should say. But I don't know what kind of pose I would want her to be in, especially with the dual wield blades, right? I gave her those big linens. Willie, what's up, dude? And Zebra. Hello and welcome. That was a Saturday treating everybody. No, I don't think any memo went out, or if it did, I didn't get it. For me, it was just because, I had to kind of bail on my 2 streams during the week, so I was like, all right, well, I don't want to totally cancel the Thursday one. I want to at least just postpone it, right? So that's why we're streaming today. And I've just been working on projects like all week, pulling long days that today I was like, you know what? I don't feel like working on anything official, or at least nothing like pressing. So I figured, fuck it, let's just have some fun. Do some more casual. More cyber elves. Yes. I started chipping away again at the one of them around the car. I can't quite decide on the environment, and I'm on the verge of significantly changing the environment that I have in there. Just because, like, compositionally, I'm not feeling the current layout. So I feel like it might need some change. Might be in order. Right, but hang on. She needs, no, not rectangle, freeform. So oh my god, I really need a new iPad. So I'm focusing on I for now, right? My iPad is getting worse and worse, and the new Apple event cannot come soon enough. The touch function is just like eating shit right now. But anyway, what I wanted to show you was that I started chipping away again, right? At this one, changed the environment a bit, changed the building already, because I was like, you know what? I want almost like, not necessarily a back alley feel, but not, something like that. But I'm still not feeling it compositionally, and I think the horizon line got away from me a little bit. Like, I'm pretty sure that she actually needs to come down a little bit, and that horizon line needs to be, I think, a little bit lower. But I'm also considering just like changing like the entire right half of the environment. And I have a couple other ideas in mind that I think could be cool compositionally, but I don't know yet. I'll have to try it at some point, but not right now. For now, I want to do a pose that could accompany this pose. You know, like live in the same image. So that's kind of what I'm kicking around in my head right now. Just doodling. Because I don't feel like doing anything super serious just yet. Now, I love what I love in that image of them is I love the character lockup and the car. And while I think the environment, the painting on it is fine, I'm not feeling the composition. And it's one of those things where it's like no matter how much you might like the painting or the technical aspect of it, if the composition isn't working, you gotta change it. You gotta make it work. And it sucks to go that far only to look at it and be like, dude, I'm just not feeling it. But it happens, you know. That's the artist life. Not much we can do about that. Elves Dragoon, what's up? My coffee was delicious today. Yeah, what is this? Is this the Tiger Blood? Tiger Blood Jewel is the group, and this is off of Epidemic Sound. So it's a good one. They do some fun stuff. Yeah. I think it has mostly to do with the mood I want. It is possible that I could, because so much of it, you know, it's not always about the placement of objects, right? Like, I could, like, before I go and completely change the right half of that environment, because what I'm considering is putting them up on like some kind of a elevated sort of like road, you know, something just alluding further to the whole sci-fi thing, and maybe getting more of a vista into like a lower part of the city over to the right, which I think could be cool and could potentially open up some space, you know, to get a good silhouette of them essentially against a sky. But at the same time, I could probably achieve that too with lightening the environment around them. It just kind of depends on if I want the enclosed space or the wide open space, and I'm not sure yet. And until I am sure, or until I have at least a couple of clear ideas for possibilities, you know, like I don't want to like take it further. I don't want to render it out more. So I really should just try some other things, which we might do. I don't know if I'll just, you know, doodle and sketch the entire stream today. We might jump onto that. Like I said, I've been chipping away at it, and because it had been bugging me for a while that it was just sitting there unfinished, because there's a lot that I like about it. Namely, like, I love, you know, how they turned out. I love their attitudes and all that. So I wanna use it. I wanna use them. So this is mostly just warm-up sketching right now. But that's a good time to kind of at least like jot down ideas. Good to kind of see what you might come up with, you know, and just save it for a rainy day, right? Elves Dragoon, I'm full-time. I'm the illustration director at a ad agency in Hollywood. You know, we do key art for entertainment, so like movie posters and TV posters and video game covers and stuff. So that's my full-time job during the week. And we do both like illustration and sketch art, right? Because a lot of the concepts for posters and game art and stuff, it's quicker and easier to sketch them out and run those ideas by the client before going into like a finished build, right? Whether it's 3D assets or a photo shoot with the actors or whatever. So a lot of our job is literally, it's just sketching ideas that the art directors come up with, right? Making those ideas look cool, and then sometimes the client says, oh, hey, what if we did an illustration, you know, something that's actually illustrated for the finish, and in which case we get to do that too. Yeah, so the streaming is all just like on my own time, and sometimes work just takes over because advertising has, you know, crazy schedules and timelines, and sometimes you just gotta like put a lot of time into it. So we're just drinking our cider here, Golden State cider. I think I have the camera flipped. It's not printed backward on the label. I promise. Golden State cider. I have the camera flipped because this stuff's good, by the way. What I love about this is they don't add more sugar to it, so it's a dry cider. They just use whatever sugar is naturally in the fruit for fermentation. So it's not like really sweet. I don't like the really sweet ciders. They're gross. Anyway, I have the camera flipped because otherwise when I'm looking at the screen or something, it looks, if I don't have it flipped, it'll look like I'm looking away from everything. And that is just weird to me. So I have it flipped. This is my right hand. I am right-handed. I'm not one of those crazy left-handers. I almost want just like a super confident, kind of cocky pose for her. She seems like of all of them, she would have something like that. Actually, let's switch to a different layer for now. We can always merge them down to simplify if we want. Hello. Ugh. Yeah. So, touch function. Annoying me. I'm gonna switch to this one. I know, I don't actually know if that's true or not. I have no idea. So let's do it that way. By the way, currently I'm using brushes from the Lane Master Charcoal Pack. If you guys don't follow Lane Draws on Instagram, you should. He does awesome, awesome stuff. And the charcoal pack he put out is really good. Like he did his work on that one, you know. Like it really got, because they're all kind of based on different drawing masters from different eras, you know, that would draw a lot in charcoal, and he really got the look of their kind of charcoal and their marks. And then I've gone in and tweaked a couple of them to sort of fit how I draw. But they're worth picking up if you guys use Procreate. He sells them on Gumroad, and they're super dope. Okay, her head needs to be dipped more. There are a few things we need to do. She needs attitude, and she's kind of lacking some attitude right now. No. It's hard sometimes with the big glasses that cover the eyebrows. It's hard to like get the right attitude when you can't see the eyebrows, because those lend so much. But that can be a fun challenge too, right? To try and convey the proper personality in a limited capacity. Not unlike working with a limited palette, right? Her 80s side tail. Figure out that tangent. Either make the ears, yeah, we'll have to make them a little longer, because we don't want those crazy tangents. Tangents are the enemy. There's something I mean, in a quick little sketch, it doesn't always matter. You know, you don't always have to get it just right, but sometimes if it's something that you're gonna jot down and then leave for another day, you know, you don't always want to bank on remembering exactly what you were thinking at the time that you drew it, right? So it is good to get it kind of as close to what you're envisioning at the time as you can. Show it there, did I? Well, it's a windbreaker, so we're just gonna assume it has one of those scrunchy type elastic bands around the bottom. Although, I also like the idea of it not being super tight at the bottom, because I love the silhouette of you know, having the bottom like that and then getting that kind of a thing, kind of, you know, it's sort of the silhouette that you get from like a crop top, you know. I'm a fan. basically I like a lot of the 80s silhouettes, but I cannot stand the 80s textiles. Textiles I thought were crap. Like, I don't know how they ever thought those were a good idea. Lana the Great, what's up? Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. I love giving feedback because it not only hopefully helps other people, but it also helps me to like analyze and figure out, like, oh, well, what will help to get the look that they want. It helps me understand not just my own process, but just art in general. So, I've always loved giving feedback on stuff. When it's done right, I feel like everybody learns something. Like her attitude there. It's kind of fun. Let's do this. I want to... I don't usually do the iterative thing, but we're gonna play around with some other possible arms. Nothing wrong with doing the iterative process. I'm just not a fan. One of the reasons I probably wouldn't do that well as a game character designer, because it's all it's like what you have to do. Maybe her coat is a little short. Hello, Dazzle Pants, welcome. It really is. It is solving a fun art puzzle. Shit, I don't want to give her too similar of a pose to our knife-wielding pirate captain, but something along those lines would definitely get her cocky nature across. Oh, this is this girl. I'm actually probably gonna jump back onto this painting pretty soon. So I'd started this piece a while ago. I have these 3 cyber elf characters, and they're all like standing around their muscle hover car in this like dingy city. I'm just not sold on the environment yet, so I need to get back to that and figure it out. And I have a couple ideas, so we'll probably jump back onto that pretty soon and mess around, see if we can at least figure out a solve. We probably won't finish it, but maybe we can, you know. Maybe we can figure out where it's going. But let's look. So this isn't the most recent file, but the first piece I had done with them was this one, right? And this was done for the prints that were exclusive on Kickstarter for my book back in last June. Right on. I'm glad you like her jacket. I dig her jacket. That whole windbreaker thing is a lot of fun. And I also want to redesign her a bit. So for anyone new here, top to bottom, we have Manga, we have I, and we have Quinn, right? Now they're all named after 3 of my favorite colors on my oil painting palette. So manganese blue, Indian yellow is IY, right? And then Quinn for quinacridone magenta. I love those colors. They're super fun to play with and paint with. And it's reflected in their hair color. Right? We got the quinacridone magenta, Indian yellow, and manganese blue. So, these are our cyber elf girls. And the piece that I'm struggling on, I mean, the current environment, it's not far enough along for me to be like, oh, this is not working. But there are a few things that I feel like I would need to tweak. The perspective is just, there's something bugging me in it, and part of it is that their sizes aren't reading right. So it's a tough one because she's up front, but she's actually the smallest of the 3. Now you kind of see it between her and Quinn over here on the right. But Manga should be the tallest, and she doesn't look it. So I feel like what else is on her layer? That's weird. Huh. Whatever. So I feel like to get her to read right, she's gonna need to be a little bit taller. Either that or I needs to get a little bit smaller. Little bit, not too much. That might do it. Right, because what we have to pay attention to with perspective. Let's look here. So depending on where our horizon line is, and this is part of what I'm running into, is that it doesn't look like the horizon line is in the same spot for everything. Which it should be, because this is one of the few pieces I actually kind of plotted out, and it just is not looking right. But so this is a dead giveaway right here. All right. And I'll tell you why. The horizon line, for anyone who doesn't know, the horizon line bisects everything at the same height, right? So let's say we have a little bit lower camera angle, right? If the camera's pointing straight ahead, eye level is the horizon line. So if you have a lower camera angle, your horizon line might be at like 2 or 3 feet, right? Let's say it's not 3 feet, or else these elves are super tall. But look at where it's hitting eye, right? Right now it's going right across her hips. Okay, now if that was, let's just say for ease, 3 feet. That would basically make her 6 feet tall. But then it's bisecting Manga like mid-thigh, which means she's like 8 feet tall. And so is Quinn. So that doesn't work, right? For that to work a little better, you know, we need eye to be a little higher up, right? If that's where our horizon line is meant to be. But the problem is it doesn't look right, which means I feel like our horizon line actually needs to come up a bit. Shit. So annoying. So annoying. This is why I've been kind of sitting on this thing. This actually looks right. Honestly, if I plot the lines, that I think is where it should be. And that looks pretty good. We had basically just shrunk eye a little bit, moved her a little bit down, and I think that looks better. I'm just not totally convinced by that that environment. Now granted, it's not done, right? How many layers do I have left on this? I always have to like keep an eye on that, especially on these things where I can't have 4 layers left. Okay, that's fine. For testing things out, that's fine. But if we do right. No. Give me that layer. There we go. So, right, I mean, there are ways to kind of pop them out. And that's really what I'm wanting to do. I want them to pop out more. Plus, by the way, I need to change the color of the rim lights, because I had a neon sign that was going to be behind them, and that's what the rim lighting is is on their hair and stuff. It's like this really hot rim lighting on them, and so I'm gonna need to change that. Another reason why it's often good to like get your environment in place before going this far on your figures. But here, see, here's the thing. I still kind of feel like the I don't feel like all the perspective is actually lining up, and that's I'm pretty sure that's what's throwing me off right now. Right. So I'm just trying to see if these things actually essentially line up where they should. I mean, the easier way would just be to bust out the perspective grid, right? And see if that works. Now, granted, we don't have just a 1-point perspective going on, so, you know, we do have to be mindful of that, but at least with our fixed objects, right, if we, do get those lined up, and it does not line up yet. It does somewhere here. Because I know I plotted this out. That looks pretty good. I'm looking at the building on the right and the sidewalk down there, right? And then where the sidewalk hits. Yeah, see. It's throwing it off. It's not. Ain't right. Ain't right. So, that's why that got way too... How did that happen? Let's see what's going on here. What's going on behind this car? Clearly I had something else plotted out and I didn't bother to correct it, which I don't usually do, right? And we can see this... Oops. We can see where this sidewalk is not correct. If we go with that perspective line, ooh, it gets really faint. That sidewalk should be... Oops. Damn, I can like barely see that line over there. But yeah, this sidewalk should go like that. Which of course throws all the, you know, throws the horizon line off. But, luckily, because we are not crazy people, we can at least move this up. Right? the sidewalk line. And we might be able to get away with a little bit of liquefied just to move some things around, you know, and get some stuff kind of up there. Since I know that this whole middle portion will be blocked, right, by our car. It's just kind of getting things roughly in the right spot, and then I can straighten out and correct shit. Because I'm not going to worry about stuff that is being completely blocked. I just want to see if this will start to look roughly better, which I think it does. But now the back end of the car is a little too, you know. So let's do a little bit of warp on that. That's actually what I should have done. I shouldn't have done liquefy. I should have warped it. Let's do this right. Let's do it right. Or distort. Warp does it, I think. Because warp at least will keep things a little straighter. If I can see our damn line. It is so faint. I wish there was a way to just like make that perspective grid just like pop out. But you can't quite do it. You don't have like total control over the That's looking a little better. All right, now our car. Oh, it's technical shit, right? Are we on the car? We're not on the car. Actually, let's do distort on this one. I'm just looking at the bottom of the car because that would be the part that's more or less kind of perpendicular, parallel to the ground. So that's mostly what I'm looking at. All right. That feels better. I gotta straighten that little sidewalk line there because it's like tilting down, but that feels better. Except that their sizes still aren't quite doing it. Quinn looks a little too tall. Now, so the problem, Digital Cluster, is that Manga, the blue elf here, is supposed to be the tallest one by like a pretty good amount, right? And right now she is sort of, except that Quinn, who's chilling on the hood, if she stood up straight, she would be taller than manga, and she's not supposed to be. And so the 1 point perspective is working, the 2 point... So let's figure that out a little bit. Alright, so if their feet... Okay. Alright. See, this gets so tricky. Like once you start doing it, you start to open up a can of worms, and then you can't unsee stuff, right? So you gotta figure it out. And height-wise, she's feeling good. But see, their feet are on the same line if I move her back, which means she's in the same proximity, like same distance in front of the car, which is not much, and that feels weird. So I feel like she would need to, but she can't block Quinn. But that the answer might actually be to move Quinn too. But I liked her back here. Alright. We're gonna figure this out. We're close. We're close. I can feel it. No, please go ahead. I was actually just thinking about like, oh, maybe I'd post a like draw this in your style thing with them. I thought that'd be kind of fun. Think I'm gonna need to adjust Ai's back foot there. Because that's part of it, is that I think there's not quite enough perspective on her legs to place her solidly where she should be. So I think that's part of what I'm running into here. And then Quinn can stand to get a little bit smaller, which means I'll have to repaint the reflection on that bumper. But then she looks so tiny. Fuck. No, she needs to be bigger. She's got to be. I think what it is, her leg, oh, that sucks. I'm gonna have to repaint that leg, which sucks because I really like it. But I think her leg can't be straight like that. It makes her seem too tall. Like it's gotta go bend at the knee. Either that, or I would have to make manga bigger and change her arm. Right, make her a little taller, because right now it feels like that car is like really high off the ground, which it could be. I don't hate the idea, but I also need it to look like they can actually fit in that car. So, you know, I can't make them all giant. Otherwise, it's like, this is a clown car, right? Like, and she's the one that's right up on it, really. So first and foremost, even though she's tall, she needs to look like she could possibly fit in that car. Oh, nitty gritty shit. What are you gonna do? Yeah, exactly. Like, they're gonna drive the car, so yeah, they need to look like they can fit. And I think, I mean, that's one of them, that's like kind of the main thing, is that like I need them to feel right for the size of the car. And we have fairly extreme perspective, right? It's not like shot with a long lens from 200 feet away. What is going on out there? Jesus. People are pounding on something. Anyway. Drawing guide, go away. You're bugging me. That feels better. I wish I could take snapshots, you know, like you can in Photoshop, to just toggle between. Right? Like we can't have that clown car vibe. That feels pretty good, but manga still feels kind of small. Or, yeah, small compared to them. But we can maybe adjust that with some atmosphere too to help like push her back at some point. Let's Alright, I had all this stuff painted on the ground that I don't feel like totally repainting, so liquefy, our good old friend liquefy. Good friend. Cool. Cool. Can we straighten that up just a little? Whee! Yay. Alright. I'm feeling much better about that. That looks better to me. So, next question. Environment. We're gonna play with this. We're gonna do some just quick and dirty kind of sketching. All right, to see if we want to try out a different environment. Where's my... All right, so what I am considering is opening a bunch of this stuff up. Okay. Even after all that work getting the perspective on the sidewalk, whatever, doesn't really matter if we're not happy with it, right? Alright, so let's just say, shits and giggles, we open this up a little, or a lot, as the case may be. Too saturated. Alright, sky doing whatever color we want the sky to be. Doesn't really matter. I mean, it does matter, obviously. Ultimately, it's going to matter, because that would be a big part of the composition. It has to matter. But the reason I might want to do this is because of the way that I could potentially pop them out, right? So then we could have something like, you know, it could be like almost a viewpoint. We have a low wall over here, maybe not that close. Maybe we still actually have a walkway, right? We can still have the sidewalk, can have a low wall. We would probably have to kick this stuff back even further, which is fine. And then we could have more of the city distant over there. We could maybe have a couple of like rooftops of some kind that are a little closer, which would be fun. Give me another excuse to, you know, put some water towers. Because, you know, even in this futuristic sci-fi world, they still need water towers for pressure. Damn it. Because they look cool. That's it. That's the only reason. Good night, Lana the Great. Thank you for joining. Popping in as I painfully figure out this shit. So, you know, and then we can have some other buildings. And what would be fun with this, too, is that it would allow us to play with some scale a little bit, too, right? So we have these, like, more distant buildings, and we could get something way back here, right? That's big, because, you know, nothing says sci-fi like a grungy megalopolis, right? Just like nothing says fantasy like floating islands. There's nothing wrong with leaning into some of those tropes. So, something... I feel like something here could be a possibility. Not these colors, by the way. I'm not feeling the sky. I like the tones that are happening there. But I mean, it's just so different if I open it up. And I'm not saying that that's the answer. It's just like, it is a possibility, and a very different possibility than what I currently have. Let's catch the top of that wall so that we understand a little bit more immediately what's happening here. Obviously, it all looks very organic right now. And I should... But that's okay. So I don't hate this idea, you know? I don't hate it, but there is also something that I do rather like about the more enclosed space, and I'm planning on my idea, my thought, hopefully, maybe. Anyway, not sold on that one, so we don't need it. But my thought was to possibly get like, you know, just get some either like graffiti and shit on the wall, right, which could be kind of fun. Whatever it is, I'll actually have to figure that out, right? If I do that, which is sometimes a pain in the ass, you know, but it could be fun to just like tag the shit out of stuff, get some on the light post there, and then we'd have to get some, you know, garbage and stuff on the street, I think, because if it's too clean, it's just not, to me, it's just not going to sell it, right? We'll need to get some crap laying around, maybe too big, like a garbage can here that could totally be just overflowing with junk, you know, start to gritty this place up a bit, but then I'm like, does it feel too busy? And that's my main issue right now, is that it's all feeling very busy. Very busy. So then do we just simplify it? Because we can simplify it so much just with value, right? Regardless of how busy it is, like how much stuff is going on, there are ways that we can simplify this. Like I said, we got rid of that neon sign, so then now the those crazy hot rim lights don't make as much sense, which could work to our advantage, just in terms of their making their silhouettes read, right? So we don't lose them against that background anymore. I mean, they're still catching light from the lamp post above, but that's a cooler light. It's not this really hot light, so that's something to keep in mind. Eye's hair is the trickiest because hers doesn't go as dark, but that's okay. That's okay. It doesn't have to. I'm kind of digging the vibe of that. Because I did want this like grungy, gritty sort of city, so I kind of... I ain't mad at it. Ain't mad at it. Maybe we catch just the edge of that building. Pop it out. Create a little bit of separation there. Obviously that lamp post is close, so we can't kick that back as much with the atmosphere. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm digging it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it more now, right? Because before, let's see if I have. This was kind of where we had left off last time, right? I was gonna do this whole storefront thing, but I wasn't feeling it because I was gonna have to figure out the signage, and I was just like, no, this is starting to get like too clever for its own good, right? So yeah, I like where it's going now. And this was also feeling way too clean. Like, this is not how clean I wanted this city to feel. So I think I'm happier with where it's going now. I think. Let's see if our Steam adds anything. That's cool. I can dig it. I'll have to adjust it because I changed that sewer grate. So, you know, whoa, whoa. Let's, some of this stuff we can always finesse afterward, too. So let's just do... I'm just using a smudge tool here to smear that shit around. Smudge tool is our friend. I mean, it is a little weird if I think about it too much to have like paper blowing around in this like super future world or whatever, because like really how much paper are they going to be using to print shit on? It just won't be cost effective at some point. So but maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't know. It doesn't have to be paper either. We could have it be other stuff. I don't like these right now anyway, so. Ooh, Sci-Fi Detroit. I can dig it. I'm okay with that. Even though technically I don't see this being actually on Earth. I had 2 moons in there at one point, which I might still do just to, you know, throw it away from the Earth idea, but I dig the vibe of Sci-Fi Detroit. Jay-Z, what's up, dude? How you doing, brother? Was RoboCop in Detroit? God, I don't even remember that movie. Even the remake with Joel Kinnaman. I hardly remember it. Let's see here. So I was so stoked because originally they were talking about the new or the upcoming Apple event was going to be next week, like on the 16th, which is my birthday. I was like, yeah, happy birthday to me. I don't actually, the only thing I care about is a new iPad, and that's it. I don't care about anything else Apple is doing right now. You know, I have a iPhone 12 Pro over here. Great phone, great camera, cool. But I just like, I don't care about a new iPhone. Because I literally like just got that one, so but I do care about a new iPad. Absolutely care about a new iPad. Damn. So I sat there painting the reflection, forgetting that I had this Steam, right? Which either needs to be darker or more transparent, but no, what am I doing? There. And the Steam needs to have a reflection too. And I didn't do that. Minor detail. Whatever. Whatevs. But yeah, so my iPad is steadily going downhill. I've been pushing this thing pretty hard though. I've been doing everything, all the sketches for work I've been doing on the iPad, and I've been doing all my personal stuff on the iPad lately as well, and I mean pushing the limits of like the file size on this thing, so it's working hard. And it's the 2nd gen, so you know, it's not like it's brand new or anything. But just with the specs that are being projected for the iPad Pro 2021, I'm just like, oh my god, yes, I want that. I need that. because I could potentially do finished sized illustrations for work if the projected specs are accurate. I don't know if they are. I don't know. I'm hoping they are. I'm really hoping they are. Because I would love to do that. I'm so over Photoshop. I don't like Adobe. I think Adobe sucks. And they just shoehorn everything into their app instead of like actually trying to make it work well. The fact that Procreate is like their wet brush mixing is so much better, and they have a fraction of the RAM to work with, right? That Photoshop does. Granted, their program's a fraction of the size too. They don't have 3D. They don't have like every filter under the sun and all that stuff. So, we do have to keep that in mind. But part of that is that Photoshop is just bloated at this point, right? It's like, it's not good. And the layer capacity. No, I don't want a clipping mask. With a new iPad, just with more power, it'll have bigger layer capacity. Sorry, I'm just thinking through a couple things, because the other thing I need to do is because the lights of the car are on, so I need those light beams in there, which are also going to affect the composition. So, how many layers do we have? 3 layers. Well, we're going to need to merge stuff at some point, but we'll duplicate the file and merge later. I'm not going to do it just yet. Not yet. Soft light. Soft light. Will that do it? I don't know if that'll quite give us what we want. Ooh, the hard light actually looks pretty cool. Alright. Alright, let's do it. Oh shit, but that's... Okay, okay. So this will need to be... there. I like it when you do it right there. Right, so we'll have that, and then we will need another one here that will give us a bit of light bleed to play with, and then give us the chance to illuminate that steam a bit. And let's do those other lights are not blue. I don't know if that works though. Well, they don't need to be as bright either, right? Because they're not the headlights. Headlights. Sometimes what helps with getting some of these more like post-production type effects in is that it will sometimes end up hiding stuff that, you know, maybe you thought you needed to fix it and then it ends up getting mostly covered, and so then it like doesn't actually matter that much. And not from like the standpoint of like, oh good, now I don't have to fix it. It's more like it doesn't actually matter anymore, right? So you don't have to fix it, but it's not from a lazy standpoint. It's simply that it didn't need to get fixed. It just wasn't finished, right? So there's that. I've been trying to get the right vibe for the drop shadow on the car, because that is one of the things that is going to place it properly, right? But it's subtle. I don't want it to be like, well, maybe it's not actually that subtle when I think about it. Just given how hard the shadows are on them, maybe it's not that subtle. Maybe that's part of the problem, that I've been making it more subtle than it needs to be. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. They need shadows. Let's not forget. So let's see, eye is from the top, slightly behind her, the lighting, which means her shadow would come slightly forward, right? Manga is being lit almost exactly top down. Almost, a little more front, so can't really see Quinn's shadow, so that doesn't matter too much. That shadow from the mirror needs to actually get extended down. 'Cause otherwise the light would be really close, so that doesn't really make sense. So we actually need to extend that down, thin it out a little bit. There we go. There we go. Slowly starting to kind of get a little more cohesive. But man, I'm going to have to figure out that wall. Because right now, nuh-uh. No. Oh. And then I thought about doing like maybe like a faded mural or something, which could be kind of cool. Like I wonder if maybe I'd be able to grab like an old image of mine or something. Oh, even that NFT thing I did, right? That thing could be cool, which is what this is, but this one could be a cool mural, potentially. Let's see. Let's see. Do I get another layer? I don't know. Well, we can delete this one for now. Because, no, damn it, not the gallery. Sorry, zoom in, zoom out. All right. Okay, now let's see here. First of all, let's kick your opacity down a little bit. Then do a little distort. Right. And then what I'll do is, shit, this is where help to have my shit visible. I'll like grunge it down and make it like an old fading mural. You know? Could be kind of cool. Give it some nice texture and shit. Make it all gritty. Could be fun. Could be fun. A little soft light. Goes a long way. Oh, I could do the book cover, huh? Hey, Matt Syadis Arts. Did I say that right? Matt Syadis Arts. The book cover could be fun. The only thing with the book cover is it's so monochromatic, and with all the white, I'm like, would it like make it jump off too much. I don't know. It could work, but I also kind of like how the colors of this mural tie into them a little bit. But we'll see. On the mask, yes. Yes. Then with the mask, we just want like something that has some good texture, right, in the brush. This one might be a good place to start. And I mean, part of me still feels like maybe, it would be good to tag this up a little bit, even though I know usually taggers don't hit art. Usually, I'd like to think that wouldn't change regardless of what world they're on. Unless the art was done over other art, then maybe taggers would hit it. I've seen that. But so that's kind of fun. I still need to, obviously, like, that sub back there is unfinished, so we need to address that. But we'll get there. I'm not sure. I feel like I might want to run a window across just for the silhouette value. I think I kind of dig it. And then what that would do is give me an excuse to get some light bleed happening, which would further kind of silhouette them a bit, Get a little light bleed to pop the edge of that building, and then we're starting to get some nice depth happening, right? We'll need to get some texture and stuff, but this overall, this is, feeling this a lot more. So thanks to anyone that has been hanging out as I've been painfully figuring my way through this. I don't know if it's painful for you, but it's a little painful for me. I prefer to have a much clearer idea of where the fuck I'm going. And this wasn't that. Let me tell ya. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And I mean, even after this, there's gonna be some finessing to really get everything to click. I gotta do more on their hair now, since I just kind of clumsily kicked down the rim lights on them. And we'll need to address that tangent of her hair right on the edge of the building, because that's a big no-no. Tangents are bad. But it's an easy fix. Right? Smudge Tool for the win. Let's just cover that. We don't need that little edge of the building. Well, thank you, Joey. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's good to... I think it's good to show the struggle every now and then, to be honest. Because it is real. Right, Autumn? The struggle is real. That's fine, unlocked. Every damn time. I know, that's sometimes why when people say, oh, you should only like post your best stuff on social media, and so I'm like, no. Sometimes I actually will post something and call out the fact that it was not a complete success, and here's why. And I think it's important because there are so many completely unrealistic expectations fostered on the internet. You know, and time lapses are no help, even though like they're fun to look at and they're fun to post, but it really starts to create this weird thing in our heads that, oh, we need to move faster, we need to do this stuff faster, and it's like, no. It's actually hours and hours and hours of work. Shit don't happen quickly. Yeah. I know, Autumn, that's why I had started doing those, you know, minute of Zen posts on Instagram, was just to show a minute of real-time drawing. And because I was getting a lot of questions like, oh my god, how quickly do you do these? And like, I could tell that people were thinking that, you know, it happens in like a matter of minutes. Like, no. It was also for me though, I was starting to just try to draw too fast, because I was thinking ahead to the time lapse and it would get in my blood and I would just want to like speed up, and I was like, no, dude. That's not how you do good shit. I mean, there are times that it comes together very quickly, but not always. That looks cool with that other image on the wall. I dig it. It gives it a different vibe that I'm liking quite a lot. Let's get some of that perspective. Not Smudge Tool. I'm just giving it a little more texture back there. Faded mural. It wasn't gonna be a Del Taco, it was gonna be a Senor Fish. But yeah, it looks a lot better. I need to figure out the building that's directly behind them. That's not totally working. That needs some kind of at least indicated signage, I think, and yeah, I mean, there are a few things that need to happen still. But it's actually, I'm feeling much, much better about it than I was before, so. That's a good thing. And then we'll need like an overlay layer to kind of adjust some stuff on them, I think. But still, it's happening. It's happening. We've got our trash can here that's just super, super loose and painterly. So let's and again, I don't need it to all be figured out. I just want it to be a little quicker read, right? I don't want it to be super confusing. Ooh, that tangent for sword and that light post. I did not even see that. Why would you guys let me do that? Do we want it this way or this way? I don't hate it going this way, actually. I can't fuck with it too much though, just because that'll affect where. I think we better move it this way, because that would affect where the light actually projects down from. So I don't want to mess with that too much, but that's fine. That's fine. Is this alpha locked? Are you alpha locked? Actually, I don't think I like that. Hot rim light doesn't really make sense. Could do a little bit of reflection or something on there, but not the rim light. And maybe it could be catching a little bit of the glow from the storefront back there. Maybe. I don't know. That seems kind of far to catch that. But maybe as a reflection it could, right? In which case it's got to be more level with the actual window. Yeah, I don't hate that. Ain't mad at it. Anyway, trash can. Building back there. Alright, a couple things we need to do. Match that. Yo, Shadow Walk, how you doing? We're just getting back to this piece after a bit of a hiatus. It was kind of bugging me that it was sitting here unfinished for a long time, so I was like, you know what? Let's see if we can't wrap that up soon. Trash. Indicate trash while still having it feel kind of detailed. Huh. Maybe I'll get a bottle in there. Because again, if we project this out into the future and it's technically it's a different world, are they going to have a bunch of paper, really? I just kind of don't, I don't see it. I don't see a bunch of paper being strewn about. So. They will always need packaging. Hey, thanks, Shadow Walk. I know, I just threw that in like a little while ago because I was trying to figure out what to put back there. And I had the idea of a mural, but I did not want to create an entire piece just to put on that wall back there. So I was like, oh, what if I use an older piece? And I was like, hey, the elemental would be a great mural. So yeah, things will always need packaging, but will they always be paper? I mean, they could be, right? Because it can be recycled. It doesn't have to be like fresh paper. And they can kind of make paper out of just about anything these days. You know, or at least what we might call paper. Right? They have paper that's made out of stone. That shit's weird. It feels weird. It feels like it's wet, almost, but it's not. It trips me out. But it's cool. Not the best for drawing, though. It tends like you have to be very specific about what you draw on it with. Like pencil and stuff is fine, ballpoint pen, but anything that has more ink flow. It just bleeds like crazy, so it's not great for everything. But hey, I like that they're pushing the boundaries, right? They're like, hey, it doesn't need to all be out of this one thing. Out of wood pulp. Even though the wood pulp, actually cotton is my favorite, but whatevs. can get. No, someone just bought the NFT and then printed it and had it put up as a mural. It's like an old cornstarch wild post, you know? Gotta have a straw. And, you know, here's the thing. Realistically, I'm saying, like, would they have paper and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't, to a degree, yes, you want to think ahead on that stuff, but we also need some things that are recognizable, right? So that we have stuff to relate to. So it is, I think, sometimes a good thing to not go too overboard with like, would they have this? Would they really? You know? Depending on the story you're trying to tell. Now, if you're doing something that is like hard sci-fi, then yeah, you have to ask those questions and you have to project out because that's the whole point, right? But I mean, cyber elves. There's only so far we can go before it's just like, oh, okay, you're overthinking this. I'm trying to decide if I want to merge some layers. Let's do it, but let's do this instead. Let's copy it, and then so we still have one that doesn't have it all merged, just in case. Because sometimes I don't like it when all the edges start getting really clean. You know, it starts to make it feel a little too, like, too perfect in a way that is just kind of gross. In my opinion. Plus, I was gonna, oh yeah. Drainage. Little details, right? Yeah, I know. Battlestar Galactica and their lack of corners. I mean, I loved that show, but it was kind of funny that... so I went from 4th grade through 11th grade. I went to a Waldorf school, and they didn't like corners on things either. And that's what Battlestar Galactica made me think of. Weird, no right-angled doorways. I mean, they did. Most of the doors were fucking normal, but when left to their own devices and they did their weird Waldorfian style, nope. Then we'll use this smudge tool to kind of smudge this shit around. And boy, did they not like me drawing all my monsters and creatures and shit in that school. They just wanted me to draw like beautiful angels and things. I'm like, whatever, dude. I remember my first day at that school was, 4th grade, and they were like, okay, we're gonna do a drawing of Saint Michael fighting the dragon. And I was like, cool. I had no idea who this saint was, by the way. So I pretty much drew just like a big chaos knight that had just lopped the head off a dragon. Dragons in like this pool of blood, because I looked at Warhammer books all the time. As far as I knew, that's who fought dragons. Man, my teacher was not happy. She was like horrified. Michael doesn't look like a demon. He's a beautiful angel. I'm like, well, I don't know who he is. Aw, Twitch quit on you, Shadowwalk. Are you watching on your phone or on your computer? It gets buggy sometimes, you know, there's like no way around it, really. I want a little more texture, possibly. Maybe. I always like being able, when I zoom in and it still, you know, has a nice painterly vibe to it. I don't like it when it actually gets, you zoom in and it still looks super smooth and polished. I like the painterly. You know. Whoa. Tops of well, Joey, actually what's funny is that the that Waldorf schools are known actually for being very artistically driven, right? But what's funny is that they use art to supplement other things. They don't use it in a way where people focus on art. I always did, because from the time I could draw, I was drawing, and that's what I wanted to do. It also helped that, you know, before my mom met my dad and they got married, she was going to go to art school in Europe. And so she definitely fostered that in both me and my brother. You know, we had that support always, even when my teacher was like, I remember in 5th grade, I was drawing Iron Man, and she was like, Daniel, when you go home today, tell your mom that I said you are not allowed to draw monsters anymore. It's like, not telling her that. You tell her. And I think she did tell my mom, and my mom was like, he can draw whatever he wants. Like, it's not up to you. What's funny, though, is that eventually that teacher and I became very close because, she was also an artist, and, she would do a lot of writing and stuff, and I loved to write. And mostly what it was is that, so in Waldorf school, what happens is you have a main teacher from 1st grade through 8th grade, right? You have that one teacher that teaches you all your main lessons, right? For the semesters. So you really get to know the teacher over the years. And so then what happened was when I went into high school, right, then she goes back and starts with the 1st grade class and then brings them up through 8th grade. So once she wasn't my direct teacher anymore, we were totally cool. Then she no longer felt the need to tell me what to draw or anything, and she loved everything I did. And I think it was just a matter of that she felt like this is very un-Waldorfian. I have to try and, I don't know what she was trying to do, because it's funny, she still loves my art. We're friends on Facebook. But man, she hated it when it was okay, you have to write a 1,000-word essay, and I'd turn in a 3,000-word essay or something, and she's like, Daniel, I don't have time to read all this. Make it smaller. What are you gonna do? We are going to smudge a little bit. I don't want the super sharp edges on that mural. I think it feels a little weird. So we're gonna mess with that. Just a little, just here and there. It's a little weird if this mural is the most detailed part of the image. That could be strange. Of course, I mean, this image was 17 hours of work or something, so. Which, I wonder if that's more than I've spent on. Oh, but these girls I had worked on in Photoshop a bit too, so whatever Procreate shows would not be accurate. So let's just, mess with some of this stuff. Simplify. My brother does do art, actually. Though, he had kind of gone on to focus a bit more on acting, but lately he's been doing a ton of drawing. On Instagram, you can follow his art account, which is a Ghost in the Gaslight. And he's been doing these awesome, all with coffee, so for February, he did one every day. Did a fairy every day for that. Is that elf locked? No. Okay, so we gotta, the edge of this building is not straight. I want it darker. That's good. See, like way not straight. There we go. Which on one hand, it wouldn't actually have to be, like it could just show the decrepitude of the, the building if we have it not be straight, but still, it's a little weird if it's that off. Foundation issues, man. Shit's expensive. Alright, let's hit that building back there, because then I'm going to get into a little bit of light, like atmosphere stuff, so I think, and I'm going to darken the windows a bit, because I know I'm going to want to do some more like post-production type of effect on it, right? So using overlay layers or add layers or soft light or something to give it more of that luminosity. So knowing that that's coming, right? I don't want to, because I don't want them to go to white, right? When I do that stuff, so. So we can't start with too dark of a thing back there. And we could, I've been trying to think like what kind of storefront is that? And I don't know. The reason I'm thinking about that is because if I want to, if I want to like indicate stuff in those windows, right, then I need to kind of know. So we're just going to say maybe it's some kind of a clothing store or something, right? So maybe we have just like mannequins and shit back there. Doesn't really matter. Just something to indicate that it's not just empty. Right. It could be an all-night diner. I wouldn't be opposed to that. And of course it needs, let's do this on a different layer so we can easily get rid of it if we want. But it's gonna need some kind of sign, something, either sitting up there or something that goes across. I might have it go across, just so it kind of ties the two of them together a little bit. Of course, it'll be a brighter sign. I'm just, so value-wise, this is not it. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. Too big. Brushes everywhere. Alright, let's see here. But I'm also not going to go super prescriptive on this sign, I don't think. Again, I don't want to have to make up signage, and I'm not really willing to, like, jack somebody else's sign. I mean, I could. I wouldn't copy and paste it, but if I hand paint it, maybe. Maybe it's a pizzeria. How about that? We like pizzerias. I'm a pizza fan of all kinds. But a pizzeria, you know what that means. Although if this is on a different planet, our pizzeria's all green, white, and red. I don't know. Do they even have Italy where they come from? I don't know. Oh my god. Hey, Autumn. Do you feel like banning people? 3 people want to make us famous. Ah, thanks, Shadowwalk. I appreciate that. I'm banning them. Oh wait, that's just trashing. Damn it. I meant to ban. I hit the trash can automatically and I meant to ban their ass. Alright. Well, my childhood favorite was Mary's Pizza Shack up in Northern California. So, do I want to riff on that? Maybe. Oh, imagine that. It was green, white, and red. Totally didn't see that coming. Hello. Where's my color picker? There you are. Jesus. New iPad, please. All right. Man, that is the most boring font ever. Do I actually want to copy it? I don't know. maybe if I do, let's do this real quick. This'll work. This'll work a little better. Too dark there. Let's see, because it needs to go probably shouldn't jack their logo. I just feel like that's just a big no-no. So maybe we'll riff on it and not not jack it directly. Let's, keep potential copyright infringement in mind when we do this. How about that? I'd like to believe they wouldn't give a shit if they ever saw it, or they might even like it. But you never know. Hey, thanks, Jazz Hunt. I appreciate it. I'm just trying to figure out the sign back here, and I'm kind of basing it on my childhood favorite pizza place growing up. So we're still gonna call it Mary's Pizza Shack. We just won't full on jack their logo. And we won't even show the whole thing. I'm banking on people knowing it's a pizza joint based on the colors. Let's do this. And I'll clean this stuff up. I just want to get it all placed in there. No sense like being super noodly just yet. It's a Z-A-S-H-A. Mary's Pizza Shack. Well, originally, right? Paradox, it was gonna, like, they were gonna be next to, like, a Senor Fish, which is my favorite Mexican place out here. But then I was like, I don't really want them right next to a storefront. It was too distracting. And it was just design-wise, I just wasn't feeling it. So instead, I just threw my other image on the wall as a faded mural which I think works so much better. So someone had mentioned an all-night diner with this, but then I was like, you know what? I love pizza. So I'm gonna do a pizza joint. And my favorite place as a kid was Mary's Pizza Shack. Oddly enough, most of the time I got spaghetti and meatballs there, but I still loved going. I also loved the pizza, but and I'm pretty sure my love of spaghetti and meatballs came from Garfield. Pretty sure. The weird shit that affects you as a kid, you know, that influences you. I'm gonna have this glow, so we'll have some light bleed happening. Let's do this. Bend that down. Color picker. Hello. Oh shit, we're getting clever with it. Word. All right, let's see. Let's try. I don't know if overlay is the answer, but it might be. It might be. Let's think here. Okay. First. Oh, you've been a couple. Yeah, I know. I don't know what happened. Those bastards. We were here left defenseless, Autumn. All alone. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have my moderator. All right. we're gonna need to actually, well, let's see. Nope. Woo, too much. All right. I think overlay gives us a nice light. Oh, add obviously is crazy. I'm just wondering if I make it more subtle, if add will, shit, that might give us a better, all right, let's try that. Add is a powerful one, so you gotta be careful because you can just overdo it real quick. But I don't mind some of the kind of like photo-y almost effect of it like blowing out a little bit. I think it's kind of cool. Granted, we can kind of play with that in post a bit more if we want. So true. And I like the kind of like shitty sign, so it's not all like tastefully illuminated, you know? Like, I think that's kind of fun. And then we can, let's choose a textured bit here, and so we can make it even like a little more shitty. Oh, raid! Who's raiding? Raid, raid, raid! Art by Smashly. What's up? I love how in the chat it tells me a party of 25, but up in the, you know, stream manager, it's like party of 0. Welcome, raiders. Welcome. We're having fun with signage right now. I am an illustrator and sketch artist in advertising, working on key art for entertainment projects, so like movie posters and TV posters and game covers and all that fun stuff. That's what I do during the day, full time. Outside of work, I do all kinds of stuff. Stuff like this, stuff like that, which is now the mural in that other piece. Stuff like that. Stuff like what else? I'm like trying to think of what I can actually show. We know those. Oh, these same characters, my cyber elves, right? That I've been playing around with. So this was a print exclusive on Kickstarter when I had launched the Kickstarter for my book last year, which you can find on that link tree. And thank you, Smashly. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Other stuff we've done. Right? This is not a finished version. There's a finished version somewhere online. I think on my art station, which should be on that link tree, by the way. That was the initial version of it before we changed it. More stuff. I just have to check to make sure I'm not going to swipe over to something that is not TOS friendly. Oh, oops, actually. There we go. Yeah, character stuff. So anyway, that's, that's a bit of me. Art by Smashly, how was your stream? And would you like to share what you were working on? Because I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Oh, right on. Very cool. Portrait, like an actual portrait, or more kind of character portrait? Like, what were you doing? I'm just making this sign a little more grungy, by the way. This is not a super clean city, so we don't want everything to be that. And please feel free to link to stuff if you have it up anywhere, or if you don't, you can also link your socials. Yeah, absolutely, please. Insta us. Insta. What am I doing? I want that grungy charcoal brush. That thing's cool. I like. Oh, autumn coming in hot. Holy crap. With 10 subs. 10 subs. Autumn is not fucking around. Jeez, thanks, man. That shit's crazy. Oh wait, it's gonna be too bright. Ooh, let's check out Smashly's Insta. Oh, I follow you. Already. Cool. So on stream, were you doing digital or traditional? Curious. Is that a Farah and Reese illustration? Right on. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I've considered illustrating those too. I like those books. They're great. Girlfriend turned me on to those. Basically, I read those and she read the King Killer Chronicles. So we like traded books. Because she mostly just reads female authors, right? And I realized I had mostly just read male authors and was like, well, I want to read female authors. Who would you recommend? And so she recommended Sarah Moss. And I'm glad she did. I enjoyed the books thoroughly. What? And another one? Autumn, you're crazy. You crazy. Yeah, and the Crescent City was dope. So like that was a slow burn for sure, but man, the last like third of that book, I read that way too fast and stayed up way the fuck too late reading it. Bryce is pretty rad. She's another one that I've thought about drawing as well. The only thing was like, it's weird because she doesn't do a lot of character description, right? In terms of like telling you if someone's really tall or really tiny, she makes sure to tell you. But with her main characters, she doesn't always give you that much to go on. And it wasn't until that one bit where it's like Bryce gestures to her long body that I was like, oh, is she tall? The whole time I was thinking she was actually like kind of more short and curvy. And then that threw me for a loop a little bit. But that's also kind of fun, right? Because then obviously like the reader can kind of imagine whatever they want. It doesn't have to, like, it doesn't actually matter that much, right? If the character is tall or short or whatever. Just got to give her that wine red hair and her curves and that banging white dress and you're good to go. Turning heads. Alright, some of this stuff doesn't matter too much. We're also going to be getting some light bloom happening, I think. But I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I think that, the vagueness also, it helps because if you get super specific, I think sometimes, then if someone's reading it and the character is so far from them, I would imagine sometimes it's harder for them to project themselves into the story a bit. But on the other hand, her earlier series, right, the Throne of Glass series, like, she's pretty prescriptive. But again, she was a new author at that time. So I feel like maybe she kind of learned to vague things up a little bit. That it doesn't all gotta be super prescriptive. We need a little bit of atmosphere. Just debating a color here. Yeah, I wouldn't want like a lengthy description, but sometimes just tidbits here and there I think help. But it depends on the story, really. Like, and it depends on how much does it actually matter, right? Because it might not matter all that much. I like this sign, so let's go ahead and merge that down. I know I'm limited on layers, so I'm just seeing where I can merge things. I don't want to merge those bottom layers just yet, because I may want to get some atmosphere in between the buildings. Granted, I can always mask things if I want, but for the purposes of speed and efficiency... So I kind of like, this almost feels like they've pulled off of a, even though that is clearly not a large street back behind them, but maybe it's like a little busier, maybe has more foot traffic or something, I don't know. And it sort of feels like maybe they've sort of pulled off of a more, not a main thoroughfare, but a little bit, right? A little. But I'm also okay just getting this light pollution happening, right? Like, even though it's nighttime, just, I don't know, this like industrial place that never sleeps or some shit. Hey, Kansha Wen does art. Thanks for the follow. Also, Cordially Kiwi, thanks for the follow. Alistair77, I'm Naughty, Hot Take Tyler, Negan TM. Thank you all for the follow. Is that all the Chaos crew? So I'm debating if obviously Ai's hair is getting lost in that sign, but I kind of don't mind, but I'm wondering if there's a way I want to pop her out a little bit more. Like, I don't know, it could be fun to... Experiment. Let's see here. Oh, I have layers and layers that... Let's see if I can I add one? Fuck. Maxed out my layers. Which one is this? I don't want to merge that down. I don't think. No, we can merge it down. We can merge it down. For now. We can always grab the background from the previous version if we want. Only because I just want to try. Just want to try some stuff. Try some stuff with her glasses. Her gafas. There's a person at your front door. I don't care. I did, though actually most of the work has gone into fixing the perspective, which is what we did earlier in the stream. Ooh, yeah, get a little bit more luminosity in that. It's not sci-fi without the glowy bits. There we go. So then I don't mind her hair getting lost in the sign behind her, because now at least we just get that hot magenta glow. I'm feeling it. Feeling it. Okay. This is coming together nicely. Now we need to... I'm just trying to think of how I want to do some of this stuff. First of all, on that background, that, on that. Okay, I'm gonna have to merge some stuff. So we're gonna duplicate this again and then merge some layers and try some stuff out. I need some light fall off on that wall behind them, right? Up at the top, I think I want some light hitting it up at the top, I think. But in order to do that, we gotta, well, we can merge that down. Easy enough. And for simplicity, let's merge these guys as well. Cool. All right. Now, clipping mask. Overlay. This will let us adjust some lighting, right? We could also do soft light layer, but in this case, I like the way that overlay adjusts the contrast too. So I want a bit of light there, and then we're gonna get darker down there. Yeah. All right, now that back there needs some love as well. Where the water tower is back there on the upper left is way too dark. So just debating how I want to handle that. Oh, fuck it. I'll just keep it simple. Don't overthink it, right? It's like as dark as the lamp post, which is way the hell closer. So we gotta. That has to change. Little warm blooms back there. This is all the like nitty gritty stuff, right? That starts to kind of make the atmosphere more cohesive. So it's like little things here and there, and sometimes a bit of push and pull, and you try something, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But all that little stuff is kind of what starts to really make it coalesce into, something a little more believable. I need to work on that windshield. That windshield is not doing it. It's like soft and has this mushy feel to it. Not good. Not good. It's a good time to look up some windshield reference. How about that? And we will stay consistent and look for a 1967 Camaro SS. One of the coolest cars ever. If I had the money, I would get one and convert it to electric. Drop a Tesla motor in it. And it would be dope. I mean, what's crazy is that realistically, at this angle, you wouldn't get much reflection, and I'm just really, really hesitant to get into painting any of the interior of the car. I just don't want to do it. But right now, with all the soft shapes, it looks like the windows are frosted, and that's weird. It's bugging me. So I'm just looking for something that's roughly at this angle that might give me an idea of what. Yeah, I mean, they all really show the interior of the car. That's at a pretty similar angle, a little higher up, but pretty similar. And I'm pretty sure I pulled reference for this car out somewhere, but I don't know where I put it, so whatever. Whatevs. That one's pretty... Yeah, dude, see, they all, like, none of them catch reflection on the windshield at this angle. Damn it. I don't want to paint the interior. But you know what? Sometimes you just don't have a choice. We can always at least, indicate it. Something. Getting funky. Shit. All right. Let's. I'm gonna keep the girls there because I don't want to get roped into like painting everything if they're just gonna cover it up, right? That's just a waste of time. So let's just grab a kind of dark color. We can hint at... We can still, like, I don't know. I might still just cheat it by putting reflections, but maybe if we make the reflections a little more, like, crisp and a little more legible, maybe. But I don't know. Fuck. Technicalities. Killing me. Alright. One, I think that stuff was too bright. The reflections are too bright. I don't know why I did that, because it makes absolutely no sense. This is not a daytime scene, so even if we have a ton of street lights and all that shit, it still is too bright. Too bright. We can't do that. So let's at least start with essentially a blank canvas on the windows and see if there's a way to indicate some stuff, right? And not, because it doesn't always, like, this is not about painting every single detail I possibly can, right? I would love it if my color picker worked. How about that? Ooh, there. So my iPad is really on the way out, and half the time my color picker does not show up when I go to grab a color from somewhere on the image. So I'm just waiting for Apple to do their damn March event and announce the new iPad so that I can get it. New iPad Pro. I need the power. Let's also grab some of these edges here and get them doing what they should. Even just having the darker window makes a huge difference. It still obviously needs more going on, but it made a big difference. So let's see if there's something that has some fun shapes going on that maybe we can kind of riff off of. Damn, some of them have like literally just a gradient. Huh. I wonder if we'd want to... Let's try that. Let's try it. Shall we? First of all, she needs to be further back on the car. Didn't I say mask? I thought a mask didn't count as a layer. Ah, killing me. For reals? Seriously read somewhere that masks don't count as layers. But apparently they do. Oops. That alpha locked. Yes, it is. That. At least that sits her further back. All right. All right. Let's try this one more time. No, wait. Yeah, so that's what I had thought about. The tricky thing is, I mean, almost every picture I'm seeing, they're like getting hardly any reflection in the windshield. So I could, and that's actually basically what I'm gonna do is mask, or not mask, but just use the lasso tool here and see what we can do. Because a lot of that, like, to at least get it convincing, we just need the gradient to work, right? Go away, motorcycle. Nobody likes you. All right. So then we just need something. I don't want to go too light because, again, it's not daytime. And so the first thing is just to get gradient working. Might need to go a little lighter than that. Because then we can erase in and create a, silhouette of stuff. And usually then when you get that like sharp, those sharp edges on it, it generally sells, like on eyes glasses, right? There's just a larger version of that. So, and then that's the other thing is then with the new the new iPad, it'll be able to have more layers, which will be so nice. All right, let's do this. Let's try this. First thing. Oh shit, because damn it. All right, fuck. Can't mask out if the base behind it isn't right. And I'd done the gradient on the same layer that I did the darkening of the windows on. So annoying. We need that dark window as the base, right? Otherwise, there's no point erasing out. I hate when I feel like I just did something twice for no good reason. Silliness. Silly. Mustard. All right, let's do this for reals. First, it's Manga's silhouette. Right. But then we can get, I'm trying to think of how detailed, like how far away I would want these like buildings to be, and I don't know. But it's a mask, so we can always paint back and forth and fuck around with it, right? Easy enough. If I was being really picky, I would try and mimic roughly the skyline that's in Ai's glasses, but I don't know if I'm gonna bother with that too much. I feel like it would catch. Oh, come on. Feel like it would catch the building, right? That wall as it's going past. I don't really feel like it would just be, because that windshield is curving. So I'm wondering if I want to get also those need to get a little smashed as it curves away from us. Right? It needs to be a more kind of acute angle. Hey, see you, Joey. Appreciate you hanging out. Well, I'll be here at least for... Oh shit, I actually gotta go. I got so caught up in frustrating myself that I didn't see the time. I gotta take off pretty quick. But I am gonna sneak this wall into here. Let's just grab a color from it. Maybe, it's a little too bright, I think. I don't know, I have no idea if this will really read though. I feel like... Didn't I alpha lock that? What the hell? Or did I just un-alpha lock it? Oh, what is alpha locked? What the fuck? The fuck is going on? Whatever. It's not really helping us, is it? I feel like we're getting too clever with this somewhere. And that color ain't working. Don't want it too bright. I don't mind that. And I might even go so far as to do is that actually gonna alpha lock? The hell? Alpha lock on. Okay, good. Supposedly it's on. Let's grab some other colors from the sky up there and see if we can sneak some of that in there to at least get some consistency, right? Okay, so we have that. It's a little over the top, I think. I feel like I'm gonna have to at least indicate some interior. I don't think there's a way around it. I don't mind the side windows being like coming off as being super tinted. I think that's fine, but driving a car with tinted windows, it would suck if the windshield was tinted. So, but at the same time, sci-fi. Right? We can always justify it with that. Right? Right? I know, that's the thing. I'm like, it's sci-fi, dude. Who says they have to see outside the window, right? Yeah. Anyway. My homies, I gotta call it. We're gonna raid someone, though. Maybe we'll raid Sam. I think she raided us a little while back. What's Sam up to? She's doing some awesome portraiture, so I think we might raid Sam Gushu. Yeah, I gotta call it. I gotta head over to girlfriend's place for dinner pretty soon. But thanks for everyone. Thanks for hanging out and muscling through this with me. It's coming along. So yeah. We'll keep jamming Monday. I don't know if we'll do this or get back to the Pirates, but we'll do one of them. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate it, and I will see you Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. I hope. Stick around for the raid. Here comes Sam.